Perfect. So I will share my screen with you and we will jump right into it. So how do we start? First things first, you ask yourself, how can I use the sniper bot itself? You would need to go to bitfoot.com and you would need to buy there some Bitfoot tokens. To get pre-access, you have to hold at least $250 worth of Bitfoot token. You also get a bonus if you come through a ref link. So ask your partner if they invited you, because you will get a small volume bonus on top of the token that you buy. When you do that, you go to the pre-access page, you connect your wallet, and you connect your Telegram. If you did this successfully and you have your Bitfoot token on there, you will then see a button showing to our sniper bot. We can click on it and it will look like this. So when you are in the sniper bot on Telegram, you will just click on start. From here on, you will have a very simple and easy interface. Here we have just a newly created wallet. You can also then see the chain, you can see the address of the wallet, and you will see the private keys and the seed phrase. No worries, I'm sharing this one with a completely new account, so I'm aware of it. This wallet will not be used and this wallet will also be deleted. But important for you, you can then save those private keys and the seed phrase and then also export the wallet that's created in here. If you want to use your own wallet, you also have the chance by just clicking on settings and you can click on wallets. We can here just click on import and put in the seed phrase of your own existing Phantom wallet, for example. You will have your wallet in the sniper bot. If you don't want, you can use the wallet that's created already. You have the address and you can send there some Solana to start trading right away. Second thing is, if you go here back and you can click on settings, you can also check on which wallet you are trading. So we have here Solana already in. If you had Ethereum, Base, or BSC, and you prefer to trade on that, you just click on that and it will change. Very easy and very simple. You see which wallet you are trading on because it will say it here on top when you click on start. So it says Bitfoot, the fastest trading bot, Solana. So if you want to trade on Solana, we are good to go. So next thing that we do is we click on copy trade. When we click on copy trade, we will see here no wallet selected for copy swaps, meaning we first have to select our wallet, which will then execute the trades. So how do we do that? We click on select user wallet for copy trade. We can then see the wallet that either is automatically created or the new wallet that you synchronize in here. You can then choose from those wallets where you just click on that and you will immediately see wallet selected for copy trades. Our wallet is selected and inserted. So we are good to go. Next thing that we want to do is we will want to add a trader that we found on the web. How do we do that? We first will then jump into the wallet tracking session, but just as an example, I will now maybe share this one. I'll just click on this one and delete it one more time so you can see how the process looked like. I click on add wallet and I can give it a name. So for example, here, I would call it test1. The next thing, I click on address and I type in the address that I want to follow, meaning the trader and his wallet address. When I type it in, you'll also then see how the address is put in. And the next thing I do is I activate the copy buys and I activate the copy sells. This means all the buys and all the sells of this trader will be also executed on our wallet. Last thing that we do is we click on amount mode, where we can choose between fixed and custom range. Fixed amount mode means a fixed amount that we are following the trader. Custom range means we can choose between 50 to 60%. And every trade that the trader is executing will be then executed with 50 to 60% of his amount. If we want to be safe, I always at the beginning say, use the fixed amount if you have a limited budget, because with the fixed amount, you can then just type in, for example, 0.01 Solana. And from that moment, every single trade will be executed only with 0.01 Solana. So it doesn't matter if he trades with $500 or with $5,000, you will only trade with 0.01 Solana. So very simple risk management here. What we do here, the last thing is we can click on confirm add, and you will then see the wallet that we just implemented is inside. We have our wallet selected. We have the wallet that we want to follow also selected. The buys and the sells are active. And every single trade that this trader is going to do, our wallet will also then execute at the same exact second. So we are good to go. The last thing that you might be also changing is you have here something called copy trade settings, where we already have a general default settings of 30% slippage. So you don't even have to change anything here. If you want to, there's a button here, slippage copy trade, where you can click on it and set it to a different amount. This default of 30% is here because the meme coin market, especially with small cap coins, are very volatile, meaning what means slippage? To give you a small explanation, this means when the trader is entering a trade and you are following him from his position. Let's say the trade goes up more than 15% and your slippage would be 10%. This will lead to a failed transaction because your slippage is lower than the amount that already the price grew. If we have a 30%, we will execute more trades completely automatically. Perfect. So we are good to go with the whole setup. Now the interesting part is how can we find insider wallets? So to jump to this process, we will go to the page GMGN. On this page, we see all the projects, all the meme coins that are launching every single day. And we can see here and filter through different categories. On the left side, we see the name of the token. We see then the age, meaning how long is this token already on the market. We can see the liquidity, the market cap, the holders, 24 hours transaction, 24 hours volume, the price, and then the price increase. What we are looking for when we want to find some insider wallets, we filter through the market cap. So I can just click here on the market cap and it will filter the ones with the most market cap to the least. What we're looking for now is projects that are young, because we don't want to look into projects that are, for example, like here, 460 days old, 390 days old, because this means that you will have a lot of whales that enter the market very, very early and hold the tokens for more than 60, 90, or 120 days. But this is not a trader that is interesting for us. We are looking for traders that enter the market very fast and also exit the market very fast. Base case scenario in the same exact day. Because this means that you are fast in the market and also grabbing fast profits. So these are the traders that we're looking for. So when we do that, is we are looking for the wallets here, for the tokens here that have a very young age. So for example, when we want to have a filter, I would always say 0 to 30 days is a good filter to look for new projects. So everything in between here is interesting. Like here, 25 days, you can see Chill Guy, 7 days. You see the next one, Bar 6, 9 days. You can see here, Fata, 10 hours, very, very young. Flower, 4 days. Cheyenne, 9 days. So all of these projects we could look deeper into because they have a higher market cap. A lot of volume is happening and they are young enough to find traders that get in early and that get out early. So what we do then, we choose just one of those, which we can either click on it directly or right click and open them in a new browser here. And we will see how the whole token and the price is moving from there, where we can then look deeper into it. So when we see the price, which is right now a little bit loading, so I guess my internet connection is not the best right now, but we will see it in a second right away. Perfect. So when we look at the price here, it's almost the same when we go through meme coins. We have a beginning of traders that entering at the really, really low spot and then exiting with a really high edge. So how can we find those? And that's the interesting part because the blockchain is completely transparent. And you can look for those traders. How do we do that? Is when we scroll down, we can see the whole activity of all the buys and all the sells that are happening for this project. What we can also do, we can click here on traders and we will see all the best traders that made the most profit with only this project, filtered from the best ones to the worst ones. where we can see how much they entered with and how much they exited with. And on the left side, we can see the wallet and go even deeper into that. So what are we looking for in here? We are looking for someone on the first side that's entering with a low amount and exiting with a high amount. The higher the X, the more interesting it is. Because if someone's entering, for example, with, let's say here, 97,000 and exiting with 111,000, yes, he made a lot of profit, but he's only a big investor and not really an insider that we want to look deeper into. But what I do here personally, the most interesting part here is the win rate. How can we find it out? Just when we go with our mouse and hover over the name or over the wallet of the trader, we will see all this data popping up in a small pop-up. We see how much he bought, how much he sold, the P&L, and below that, we can see the age and the 7-day win rate of the trader. And we can see here, this trader only has a 25% win rate. Below that, we see the 7-day P&L of 300%. So if the win rate, in my opinion, is not over 50%, it's not worth looking deeper into it. So then we can just do this with every single wallet, which is very, very fast because we just hover with the mouse over and we see right away, okay, there is not even a win rate. So we just go to the next one. And we see here, if the win rate is below 50, it's not worth looking deeper into it. So that's what we are doing now. We can see here 47%. Then we go to the next one. So this can be done very, very quickly. And you will then see if you find someone with a very interesting win rate, where we can then look deeper into it. This one, for example, only 28% win rate. So we will see here 25% win rate, 16% win rate. So all these traders might only had like a lucky trade, which we don't want to follow because we don't want to find a trader that just had some lucky trade where he made some huge profits, but in general is not really a profitable trader. So we are looking for traders with a high win rate and a high P&L. So when we find someone like that, for example, like here, we have someone with 70% win rate and a P&L of 86%. So what we can do is we can just right click and open this trader in another window, and we can look deeper into his data. So we can see the win rate of 70%, the last 7 days, he made 86%, and we can see the distribution of his trades, where he had 79 trades between 0 and 200, and more above, and only 63 trades minus, which is not really the best. But here, to make it a little bit interactive, I would ask you, what is your opinion? Do you think this is a good wallet or is this a bad wallet? Feel free to type it in the chat. We'll wait a few seconds to see your reaction on that. And then we will go through the analytics and tell you my personal opinion on that. We will have this call a little bit more interactive. So we will have this more open and more often, meaning that we will have those pauses where you can look at the data and tell me your opinion. So I see a lot of people already are in our group and got the pictures of our red flags that you want to be looking for at wallets. And that is number one red flag when you look at traders is the unrealized profit. Where can we see it? Right below the total P&L. You can see here the unrealized profit is minus 55,000. What does unrealized profit mean? This means that if a trader, for example, buys 10 different tokens, only sells 2 in profit, meaning he will have a 100% win rate. The other 8 ones, he will not sell because he doesn't want to affect his win rate, but they will be in his unrealized profit. So even when those trades have minus 80%, minus 90%, you won't be seeing in the win rate, but you will see them in the unrealized profit. Because these are like dead tokens that he's still holding in his wallet, but he's not really selling them. So if you see an unrealized profit that's negative, that's always a warning sign for me where I say, okay, that's not worth it to look deeper into it. So we then just go back and we move on with further looking into those tokens. So we just then move on. So for example, here, we'll just go deeper into that. and go for the next wallets. Just close this one. And we will move on. So for example, here we go to the next wallets and we look for the win rate. Is the win rate interesting? Is the win rate not interesting? 27% is not really interesting. You can see here, it's loading a lot, 23%. Let's move on a little bit deeper and we go to the ones that made a little bit less profit. You can see here. This one is 44%, not really that interesting. And go to the next one. 54 might be, but it's, let's look into the next one. We find a better one. Here one with 100% win rate. This is something worth looking into it. We can also see here, he entered with 2,000 and exited with 39,000. So this guy made close to 20x with only this token. So what can we do now? We right click on the wallet and we open the wallet in a new browser. So we look into this wallet and see right away all the data. Also here, to make it a little bit interactive, would you say, is this a good wallet or is this a bad wallet? Do you see some red flags? I will leave it up to you. 30 seconds where you can look at the data and feel free to type it in. So a lot of people already see that it's a good trader. And I also say here, okay, it's definitely not bad. If he has a low amount of trades, it's not a bad sign. It's not always a bad sign in here. If you see the win rate is good, see the percentage is good, the unrealized profit is also good. So now the most interesting part here is number 2 of red flags. And that is how much is the time between buy, purchase, and sell. Because if it is between 1 to 3 minutes, that's a red flag for us because this means that he's entering the market, then he's selling, and with his sell volume, he's bringing the market below the entry, then you are following him and he will end up in profit and you will end up not in profit. So that's why we look for the time. How can we see that? We can see here the tokens on the bottom side, where, for example, if you've never seen GMGN before, you see on the left side, you see the token. On the very left side, you see if it was a buy or if it was a sell. You can see it also here with the amount that they bought. If it's in green, it's a buy. If it's in red, it's a sell. And you can see here on the right side, the profit, plus on the very right side, the age. And the age is the one that we now will be looking deeper into. So if we just hover with the mouse over it, we'll see the exact time when he purchased and when he sold. So we see here it's 21:36:08 he bought and he sold at 00:47:29, meaning this guy was buying and selling during 3 hours. That's amazing. That's exactly what we want to see when we follow a trader. Someone that's not quickly buying and then exiting right away, because we want someone that's buying, leaving some space for volume, for people to come in, and then sell at the point where when you also follow his sell, you will also have enough liquidity to also get out with profit. Same scenario here. You can look deeper into it for the next one. It's 2:44 and he sold at 8:53, meaning another very good timing where he has at least 7 hours in between, which is a very amazing, good sign and trade that he has been doing here. You also see here, every single time you see the tokens, you can just click on it and see the exact data of the trade. So you can see here, he entered at what time, and you see he made 81%. Same thing, we can go deeper into it. For example, here, if you don't see the buy, just click on it and you will see all the buys and the sells when he did it. So for example, here, you can see the buy for $2,400 and what's time? 20:33. And he was selling at 22:38, meaning a very, very good timing of 2 hours between buy and sell, meaning enough volume is being generated in between, and a trade with 1,600% in profit. Amazing profit, amazing timing, and amazing strategy that this guy has been trading. So then we can check this with more trades that he has been doing, and we can see, okay, is this guy always that good? Was it always just luck? And we can always then look deeper into it, where we see the next one. He was entering here even longer, so he held it for 30 days. Not the best movement that I like, still amazing trade with 1,800%. I love it either more when someone is holding it for a longer time than someone that's holding it for only 1 to 3 minutes, because this way you 100% can also get the same profits. So this will be a wallet where we have all the green flags. For example, we're having the unrealized profit is positive. The time between buy and sell is longer than 3 minutes. It's also very good. We can see that's the third point, which is the buy of the token is always then happening very fast to a sell, as we can see here, meaning he's not buying too many tokens at the same time. For example, we don't want to see a trader that's buying 30 different tokens and you don't see any of the sells, because this will mean that your capital is locked in active trades. Let's say you have 1 Solana that you're trading with. You now will be entering 30 trades, and after the 30s, or even before, you will get a notification where we'll say not enough balance on your wallet, because all your Solana is blocked in active trades. That's why we want to see traders that buy and they also sell, because this means that your Solana is only locked for a single amount of time and then also is getting reopened, meaning you get the profits out and you can enter more trades. So here, and as the last thing, number 4 of the red flag list is he's not buying a token more often, meaning we have the best scenario, he's buying a token 1 time and then also selling it. 2 times is okay, 3 times is the limit. 4 times buying the same token is a red flag for us. I also explain you why, because this means your risk management will be different to your settings. You want to enter a token with, for example, 0.1 Solana. Now, if a trader has a type of strategy or his trading style that he's buying 4 times, 8 times, or 10 times a token, this will mean that you are not entering in the token with 0.1 Solana, but when you enter it 10 times, you will end up with 1 Solana in a trade, meaning a completely different risk management that you wanted. And if he then has a bad trade, you will end up losing a trade with 1 Solana. That's why we want to see a trader who is only entering the market with 1, 2, or maximum 3 times of a buy of the token. Perfect. So we can see now, okay, this is a good trader, which we can then maybe look deeper into it. So let's then maybe jump into the next one where we can dive deeper into, do you think this is a good trader or do you think this is a bad trader? So let's look into that one we already had. We will jump into the next one. So would you say this is a good trader or would you say this is a bad trader? Take your time, look at the data and type it into the chat. Also, if you are rewatching this video, you can either pause it or wait and really think about it and then come to a decision. So now we have some splitted meanings. Some people might be saying he's good. Some people say it's bad. So what am I looking out for? We see the win rate is 70%, which is good. You see the last 7 days, he had 42%. He made $110,000 in profit, which is also good. We see the unrealized profit, which is also positive. And we can see the distribution of the trades, which is also good, meaning because we have 134 trades in positive between 0 and 200, and only we can see here 40 and 30 trades in negative. I always like to have 3 times more in the positive than in the negative. So if it's too similar, let's say we have 134 plus then 10 more, 150 positive trades, and we have 140 negative trades, this would be a not good distribution of trades. So we always want to have 3 times more positive than the negative. So this is also the case here, so we can look deeper into it. What can we look out for? Number one red flag that we always want to check first is the timing. Timing between buy and sell. Where do we see that? We see that at the H. So we see here, he bought the token, and we can check by just hovering with the mouse. He bought at 1832.54, and he sold at 1833.56, meaning in 1 minute he bought and he sold, which is a very bad sign, first red flag, and I wouldn't recommend. Let's see if this was only one time the case, or if we can see this more often. So here you can see he made profit, and he entered with 1826.51, and he exited at 1828.14, meaning in 2 minutes, he entered the market and he exited the market. Another red flag. So this would be a very, very good warning for you, because this means he's entering the market, exiting the market, bringing the price down. He exits with profit, but you exiting in the negative. So that's what we don't want to see. So if someone's trading like that, we can check then the next one. We see the third time, it's immediately out for me. So you can see here, it's WME, buying at 1816.39 and selling at 1818.04. So this trader obviously is doing this on purpose, and we don't like this trading style. So we are looking for people that trade with a longer time period between buy and sell. And in this case, this would be a red flag, and we don't want to follow him. Perfect. So from now on, I would like to do this a little bit more interactive. So feel free to paste in your wallets into the chat. We will look deeper into it and then analyze them together. So we'll jump right back into it. I will share my screen one more time again. We also have, for all the people that's still not following, the updates official group of Bitfoot. It's called Bitfoot Updates on Telegram, where you see all the information and also tips and tricks. Where you also can see, for example, the picture of red flags when spotting copy trade wallets. So you can see this as your own checklist, where we see the unrealized profit is negative. It's a red flag. A token is bought more than 3 times before it's sold, the red flag. Buying and selling happens within 3 minutes, it's another red flag. And buying lots of different tokens without selling any, that's also a red flag. If there is any of those things the case, we don't want to follow the trader. So this is a small checklist that you can also put on the side when checking wallets. And if that's the case, you just jump to the next wallet. Perfect. So let's jump into one more of these analyses, and then I will stop the recording. So we'll have it very short and everybody can then look deeper into it. So let's go for this wallet that our friend Andrew sent us here. Doesn't want to show. Andrew, please double check if it's the correct wallet. Maybe. We'll check the other one from Emmanuel, looking into the wallet a little bit deeper. Perfect. So we can see right away the win rate is not above 70%. It doesn't mean that it's a bad one, but I wouldn't prefer it. In the last 7 days, it's good. The unrealized profit is 0, which is good. And the distribution of the trades is also not too bad. So what we will then look deeper into is, how does his trade look like? So we can see here, okay, that might be a trader that had a lucky shot with the token called Xeno. And if that's the case, we will have to look deeper into how does all his other trades look like. Because we can see here, he bought at 11.18 and sold at 11.22. So it's not the best case, but it could be, because it's more than 4 minutes, we can maybe look over it. So I always say if it's more than 3 minutes, it's good. In best case, I look for trades that are between 5 to 10 minutes or even more. Everything above is amazing, because this means that 100% you will also get out of the trade with profit. So we'll look deeper into it. The next one, he's entering at 22, 32, 16, 22, 41, 18. So meaning he has here 9 minutes, which is also okay. Next one here, he's buying at 20.45, selling at 46, meaning 1 minute, and he's already selling. First red flag for me. Next one, he's buying here brother at 21.42.30 and 21.55. So this is not bad. We will then have to look deeper into it, meaning that we can always check the buys and the sells. You can see here, okay, he bought Iris, sold it right away, then bought it again. Let's check how much time in between there is. 0.4128, and he sold it at, let's see here, 0.5010. So even here is 2 minutes, which will be a little bit too less for me. So he's not a red flag wallet, but he wouldn't be a personal wallet where I follow it, because there is 2 near to 3 trades. We are very, very close for buying and selling. We can see that here the last trades have been 12 days ago. Now he started one 3 days ago where he only had 1 trade per day. Now he's been trading 2 times. Yeah, a few more times now the last 2 days. So I will be looking deeper into it. I would maybe look into it, but I always recommend everybody, how are you doing the processing of the copy trading wallet? I would do it like that, looking into the projects, looking for the wallets, and having a list on the right side. So every time I find a wallet which is good, let's say this even, I put it on a list. And I want to have a list of top 10 wallets. So, okay, if I put this one on the list, I go to the next one. And if I find another good one, I will then say, is this new one better or worse than the one before? And that's what you do then with the next one. So you say, okay, you find another one, which is, for example, extremely shit, but you still would say, okay, you can put it on the top 10 list. You can put it then on the 8th spot. Then find another one, which you say, okay, this is amazing. You can put it on the 2nd spot. And then you have your top 10 list where you'll have a top 3 on the really top, where you can say personally, these 3 wallets are really, really good. So from the top 10 list, you'll have 3 best wallets, which you can then pick into your sniper bot. You can put them in. You will start the first 24 to 48 hours with a low volume, meaning that you only, for example, trade with $2, $3, $4, or $5. Seeing then on the active wallet, are you having more green pictures or having more red pictures? So is this trader actually good? And based on that, you can then either delete a trader or you can scale up the amounts that you want to follow him. You can scale up then to $10, to $20, to $50, and even more. So I always like to scale up based on the results that you get, and not starting with way too much and then might have some bad analysis where you didn't look at all the points and then losing money. So that's how you can track it in the best case. I'll stop the recording now so everybody can then definitely share it with everybody else. But we will have for the next 10 minutes